Starting with news from West Asia, with Syria's President Bashar al-Assad ousted 10 days ago after a rebel offensive headed by Hayat Tahrir al-Sham, all eyes are on the shape of the transitional government that will take up in the country. And here are the key developments so far.
Syria's conflict continues. Days after the fall of the Bashar al-Assad regime, the UN's envoy to the country is highlighting the escalating clashes between Kurdish and Turkish-backed groups in the north.
The first major challenge is, of course, that the conflict has not ended. Yes, we are seeing a Syria that is stable at present in many parts. Many in Damascus tells me that the law and order improved significantly after 2 initial days of instability. But stability can be fragile in many parts of Syria.
The UN Security Council has called for an inclusive and Syrian-led political process to be initiated in the country. In a press statement, the Council, that includes the United States and Assad's ally Russia, called on Syria and its neighbors to refrain from actions undermining regional security. The United States has said it has brokered an extension of a ceasefire to the end of the week between pro-Turkish fighters and Syrian Kurds at the flashpoint town of Manbij, and it was seeking a broader understanding with Ankara.
We will obviously look to see that ceasefire extended as far as possible into the future. And it came about through our ongoing diplomatic work with the SDF and with the government of Turkey. The initial ceasefire that was reached last week was brokered through our diplomatic engagements, and not just here at the State Department, but obviously we have coalition forces that operate inside Syria that have long-standing deconfliction mechanisms, in working with the government of Turkey and working with the SNA to try to make sure that forces, including U.S. forces, aren't put at risk.
Meanwhile, the military chief of HTS said the group will be the first to dissolve its armed wing and integrate it into armed forces. The military chief, Murhaf Abu Kasra, also added that Kurdish-held areas in Syria will be integrated under country's new leadership, saying that the group rejects federalism and that Syria will not be divided.
Regarding the area controlled by the SDF, God willing, it will be integrated under the country's new administration.
In another development, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu held a security briefing atop a strategic Syrian mountain inside the UN-patrolled buffer zone on the Golan Heights that Israel seized this month. In a video statement from the summit, Netanyahu said Israeli troops will remain there until another solution ensuring Israel's security is found.
We are here to assess the situation in order to decide on Israel's deployment in this important location until another arrangement is found that guarantees Israel's security.
Meanwhile, Syria is slowly returning to normalcy after Assad's ouster. Drone footage showed nightlife returning to the streets of the capital, Damascus. The first Syrian domestic flight after the ouster of Assad took off from the Damascus International Airport bound for Aleppo.
The readiness is excellent. We are fully ready. The international operation just needs some procedures, but we are ready.
After over a week of far-reaching changes in Syria, the world is watching to see how soon will stability return to the West Asian nation. Bureau Report, WION World is One.